Hey, what's going on, guys? So, the NBA season is finally over, and there's a lot of things to talk about, but today let's focus on the playoffs and what maybe we can expect from them. And there's a lot of places we could start, but one of the things I really want to talk about is the Pelicans, because recently I made a video about how good the Pelicans were playing and how they might be poised to make a deep playoff run, but now it's looking like they might possibly miss the playoffs altogether. At the time, they were playing amazing, but they've kind of faltered since then, and now they're in the play-in tournament as the 7th seed. And that's not too bad of a position, but considering how bad they've been against the Lakers this season, as we saw in the play-in tournament, not the play-in tournament, the in-season tournament. There's too many tournaments these days. And then just the other day, in the last day of the season, the Lakers kind of own the Pelicans this year, and this is not a good place for the Pelicans to be. Now, obviously, it's possible that they'll beat the Lakers today, actually. It'll be today. But I wouldn't really count on it. I'm probably going to take the Lakers in this game, and then that'll mean the Pelicans will have to play the winner of the Kings and Warriors. And that's another thing that's kind of crazy. Either the Kings or Warriors isn't going to make the playoffs. And that'll probably really be a tough, hard-fought game. Those are two teams that have a little bit of history going back to last year. And that really should be a good game, one that I'm excited to watch. And they won't make it easy on the Pelicans, whichever team wins, assuming the Pelicans lose their game. You know, you really don't want to see Steph Curry in a lose or go home, no, a win or go home game. And then the Kings can be really good. So yeah, it's just not looking good for the Pelicans. They really went from a team that looked like it was on the rise to a team that might miss the playoffs entirely. But maybe I'm just getting too nervous too quickly. Maybe they'll, show everyone that they mean business, beat the Lakers, or win the second game and get into the playoffs and play some decent basketball. We'll just have to wait and see. And then one of the other things that I think is really interesting is the Knicks. The Knicks have moved up to the 2nd seed, and boy, did they want that 2nd seed. Tom Thibodeau played Dante DiVincenzo, I think it was 52 minutes in their last game to get up to the 2nd seed. And I applaud that, trying your best to win every game. I respect that. But then I started to think, is that really worth it to play either the Heat or 76ers rather than playing the Pacers? Now, I'm not a big fan of tanking to avoid matchups, but it's just kind of confusing with Tom Thibodeau where he just, he kind of runs his guys into the ground. And these are guys that can handle it, but, we've seen it kind of come back to bite him with Luol Deng being gassed in the past when he was with the Bulls. But I just think it's really interesting that you kind of rather play the 76ers or Heat as opposed to the Pacers. But one way to look at it is that the Knicks have actually been better against the Heat and 76ers this season than they have been against the Pacers. Now, that might be factored into a lot of injuries on all sides. The Knicks, no Julius Randle in some of their games, 76ers without Joel Embiid in a lot of their games. And I think the Knicks just kind of match up well against the Heat, so I don't think they should be too worried about that. At the end of the day, I don't think it's really that big of a deal, especially considering how the Pacers have actually won the season series against the Knicks. The Knicks just might like their matchup better against the Heat and 76ers a little better. You don't know. But that's a series that should definitely be a battle, either of the teams that the Knicks go up against. I guess if they end up playing the 76ers, it'll all be determined on Joel Embiid's health. How healthy is Embiid? Can he play the whole series? Can he play well the whole series? And if he can, it might actually go the 76ers' way. I kind of like the Knicks over the Heat, but also I can't really doubt the Heat. And then also, the Knicks don't have Julius Randle, and they've been great without Julius Randle. And Julius Randle has had mixed results in the playoffs, so maybe that's better. But still, one of their best players is out. And if the Heat can, kind of go into their playoff mode, playoff form, it could be a really good series where the Heat might be able to take it from the Knicks. But I do have a lot of confidence in the Knicks. I like Jalen Brunson, so that'll be a fun one to watch for sure. But now let's look at the series that I'm personally most invested in, and that's the Dallas Mavericks versus the Clippers. Now, some of you might know that the Mavericks are my favorite team, and I think 2 of the last 4 years, because the Mavericks missed the playoffs last season. Yeah, so 2 of the last 4 years, the Mavericks have matched up against the Clippers in the first round, and Luka's been insane in both of those series. The Mavericks have lost both of those series, but Luka's been insane, and they were both really good series. And I think this will be the year that the Mavericks beat the Clippers in the first round of the playoffs. Now, I know I might be a little bit biased, but, we don't really know what to expect from Kawhi Leonard. Luka Doncic is just so good, and the Mavericks have been incredible lately. Not their last game. They were really bad their last game, lost to the Thunder. But let's just not think about that. The last game of the season, who cares, right? Most of the Mavericks, real players didn't even play in that game. Luka, Kyrie, Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, PJ Washington. Also, prayers out to Derek Lively, dealing with the passing of his mom. That's really sad. I remember earlier this season, they had interviews with her at a couple different Mavericks games, so it's a really sad thing to see. But yeah, I believe in the Mavericks' ability to close out that series. The problem is that they'll probably be running into the Thunder in the second round. There's a chance it could be a different team. It could be the Pelicans, it could be the Kings, it could be the Warriors, or it could even be the Lakers. I don't really think that'll be the case. I think it'll probably be the Thunder. I have a lot of faith in the Thunder to win that first round. And honestly, if I'm not being biased, because I love the Mavericks, I would probably choose them in a 7-game series. But also, screw that, the Mavericks could take them. But yeah, so that'll be a tough series if the Mavericks advance into the second round, which I believe they will. They'll probably be facing the Thunder. And then moving down in the West, we have the Timberwolves and Suns, which Timberwolves hanging around the 1 seed all season. Now they're in the 3rd seed. Not too bad. But they're matching up against the Suns, who I don't really have too much faith in. But, Bradley Beal's been playing well lately. And for some reason, the Timberwolves have just been really bad against the Suns this season. The Suns might have their number a little bit. And, they have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, all these guys. And if they're able to keep this success that they've had against the Timberwolves going, they might be able to upset the Timberwolves. Especially with the Timberwolves just getting Karl Anthony Towns back, and they're kind of trying to, reintegrate him into the lineup. He might be a little rusty. Everyone might be a little rusty in terms of playing together. Everyone else has obviously been playing. They're not rusty in the sense that they haven't been playing basketball, but they haven't been playing with Cat. So they might be rusty in the sense that playing with him might look a little stiff. They might not be in the flow right away, or maybe it won't really be a problem. And the Timberwolves might take care of business, which is what I want to see happen. I'd like to see the Timberwolves play well. But you never know. The Suns have had their number all season, and Kevin Durant is an insane basketball player, so you never really know. And then, I'm expecting the Lakers to beat the Pelicans, so that would mean the Lakers would be against the Nuggets. And I don't think the Lakers really have much of a chance there. I think the Nuggets would take that. But that does kind of make you think maybe the Lakers don't want to win this game against the Pelicans because they don't want to play the Nuggets in the first round. Now, I don't think the Lakers would do that, because then you're running into either the Warriors or the Kings, and those teams could definitely kick your ass in a 1-game win or go home. So I assume the Lakers are just going to take care of business, LeBron James, in the 1 game against the Pelicans, and then, they'll lose to the Nuggets in 5 in the first round, something like that. Are the Nuggets still my pick to come out of the Western Conference? I'm not sure. I think it's either going to be the Nuggets, the Thunder, and then the third team that I'm looking at is the Dallas Mavericks. And, you probably have to wonder just how biased am I being. But sometimes when I watch the Mavericks, they just look so good on another level. But I will also admit that sometimes they look really bad because no one can hit a 3 and no one can do anything other than Luka and Kyrie, I guess. But, I think they've been on a good enough run lately. They're feeling good. Everyone's playing good defense. PJ Washington has been stepping up lately. He still has a couple, bad shooting nights, but he plays good defense. He's been hitting the three better as of late because he really wasn't earlier on in the season, but he's been hitting it better lately. And I believe in the Mavericks. The Mavericks could make a run for the finals. I really do believe that. Luka is just so good and on another level. And Kyrie's been amazing this year. I think a lot of people forget that for his first couple games of the season, he was kind of struggling. But he's left that in the dust. He's been amazing pretty much all year. So out of the Thunder, Mavericks, and Nuggets, I'd probably bet on the Nuggets. But what do I really want to see happen? I want to see the Mavericks in the finals. But the Thunder obviously have a really good chance too. So out of those three teams, we'll probably just have to wait and see. But I'm rooting for the Mavericks. And then out east, you kind of just wonder, how could the Celtics not make it to the finals, They're going to play either the Hawks, Bulls, Sixers, or Heat in the first round. And I don't think any of those teams are beating the Celtics. I think the Heat probably have the best chance, especially if we're factoring in that Embiid might not be 100%. If Embiid is somehow Embiid, maybe they have a decent chance against the Celtics, but I just don't think there's any way Embiid's just already ready to go, But yeah, this is the Celtics Eastern Conference to lose. They are the best team by far. They're the best team in the league by far, it would seem. Although I do still kind of like the Nuggets over them. But it's just hard for me to imagine them not making it to the finals. I think they're going to win the first round fairly easily. And then they're playing either the Cavs or the Magic, which is kind of weird because it seems like the Cavs really wanted to get to the 4th seed to play the Magic rather than being the 3rd seed, which is strange because now they have to play the Celtics in the second round, assuming they beat the Magic, which, I'm not even sure they will. I mean, I'd probably bet on the Cavs over the Magic, but the Magic will make it hard on them. And then they're going to lose to the Celtics. And then the Celtics, I think, might be playing the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. That's my pick. I kind of hate that I think it might be the Heat, though. Like, it really might be the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals again. I don't know. But the Bucks, I don't know what to think about the Bucks. Giannis could turn it on and be amazing. And then I'm like, why wasn't I thinking about the Bucks earlier? Damian Lillard, they could make me look silly for not even really considering them. But I'm just not really a big believer in the Bucks right now. Even though when I look at their team on paper, I should. Damian Lillard, Giannis, Brook Lopez, Malik Beasley's been great shooting the ball this year, I should love this team, but I just don't. And I think a lot of people don't, just because of how weird their season's been. With the coaching changes and the weird defense and the weird schemes and the inconsistency, it's a lot from the Bucks. I don't think this is their season. So yeah, I'm expecting the Celtics to take the East, and they'll be matched up against either the Thunder, Nuggets, or Mavericks, in my opinion. You never know what could happen. It's a slog out there in the West. The Clippers might even be able to put a run together. But yeah, I've been ranting and raving for too long now. I just wanted to get some of my thoughts out there about the playoffs. I'm really excited for them. I've been locked into the NBA this season more so than I have over the last couple years. And it's been a lot of fun. I've always been, locked in, but I've been watching more, and I'm excited to see what this playoffs brings. I really think this might be one of the more exciting playoffs that we've had in a long time, out west at least. I think in the East it'll just be, waiting for the Celtics to make it, but I'm really excited to see what happens out west. But yeah, if you guys made it this far, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next video. If you guys already are, then hey, thanks. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's all I had for you guys today, so I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.